How do you feel about batiks? I have a true confession. When I first started working with batiks, I was terrified that I was going to do something that did not look good together. But once I started working with them, I learned to love them. So today, I'm going to show you some great tips on picking out the batiks that look great together. Keep watching. Hi, it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. Today we have a special guest, and this is Jessica. Jessica is our inventory control manager, and you assumed that title about 6 or 8 months ago?
About that.
Yeah.
It changes.
And before that, she was just a jack of all trades, and she always got us ready for the shows, and she's just an all-round talented person that I am so grateful to have you a part of our team. So one of the things that she does with inventory control is she helps me put fabrics together. So when the shipments come in, or if I want her to order fabrics, she'll go through and pick out things for me, and then I go back over and she shows me what she's picked out. So she's becoming quite the great matcher-upper. Well, let's get started and show you the first batik. So this one is called Corner Play. And Corner Play I designed for the Modern Quilts magazine. And they requested a pattern because the 3-yard quilts were beginning to be kind of fascinating to people, and how you could make such a cool quilt out of 3 yards. So I designed it for them. Then the rights to republish came back to me after 1 year, and we created a pattern for our customers, and our customers have loved it. It has remained in the top 10 patterns ever since it was introduced in 2015. It's gorgeous in batiks, and let's put that on the table, and I'll show you the first set of batiks. Now, I mentioned earlier that I was afraid when I first started working with batiks. I really just didn't know what to do with them. And I had to put a few quilts together before I started seeing the importance of the high contrast. So I just started buying batiks, and then I would put them together and look at them. I'd make swatches, and I discovered this high contrast was very important. So you wouldn't just have a quilt that looked like a big blob of color. It actually would have definition. So this is the number 1 fabric that I selected. You have 3 positions, and any fabric can go in any position. I liked this one because I liked the way it bordered, the darkest color kind of bordered the overall design. So we have this in the number 1 position, then we have the number 2 and 3, and you'll notice that there's high contrast between the number 1 position and the number 2. The number 2 is going to go in the background, so you can see how that contrast goes. This is really important for the batiks. Then we wanted contrast between this one and the other one, but I felt that this contrast was the most important. So we have our fabric 1, our fabric 2, and our fabric 3. Now we have something special on this particular one, so let me show you this. On the backing of this is the backing that we've selected for this particular quilt, and a great quilt designed by Lucinda. But there's a little story behind this new backing that we have. So Jessica came to me, and see, I told you she had great ideas and was very creative. Do you want to tell us about the backing and how it's supposed to go now?
Okay, well, everyone comments on how much they love your backings on the videos because I watch. So we started actually ordering the fabric that you put on the back of your quilts. So now if you want the exact backing that Donna has put on the back of this quilt, you can order it. All you have to do, we've kind of changed up the format on the website a little bit. So when you look up this kit number, you can look on the right-hand side. You will see where it says that you can add Donna's backing by clicking here. So all you have to do is just click here. It'll take you to a page with this backing, add it to your cart, and there you go. If you do not want this backing though, you would still like one that just coordinates but is not this one, just add it like you normally would by selecting the option below.
Super simple. So if you have not ever ordered from us, when you order a kit, you always get an option to allow us to pick a backing, and you get the backing sight unseen, but we always do a good job on that. And Jessica does help me do a lot of the backing pickings as well. So this is our first Donna's pick. This is going to be on the website, so you go to Blue Moon 8021679. Corner Play is the name of the pattern, and Pretty Darn Quick is the book that pattern is in. You will get this pattern free if you order one kit, or you can put a different pattern in your comments section. If you buy 3 of any kit, you can get the book free. Okay, let's put that over there, Jessica, and we will show the next quilt with this pinwheel party. Do you want to tell them about the pinwheel party, or you want me to keep talking?
You keep talking. I'll just interject.
Okay. All right, this is Pinwheel Party, and this one is from Quick as a Wink. Oh, good, I remembered. So Quick as a Wink is the book that this particular pattern is in, and it's only available in the book. It's not available as an individual. It has the focus fabric here, and then it has your light and your dark. So we have the alternate block as the pinwheel. Let's put that one on the table, and I will show you this great fabric. Now, we're out of this particular fabric, but we do have this set, and here's another one to show you how important it is to get that high contrast. I like this fabric.
I do too. I like the yellow and the pink.
Yeah, it is really just, it's striking, and it's an unusual kind of a color combination. So putting our colors together, what we did is we actually looked for something in here that would coordinate in the batiks. We don't worry about the pattern so much as we do about the coloration. So we could see all of these golds and kind of the browns that were in this. So we picked this for our number 2. And then we were looking for the pinks that we wanted to go with that. Isn't that yummy? And if you'll look, you'll see that they go kind of to the orangey, kind of a corally color in there that then ties in the yellows that are in this one. So
it reminded me of a sunset. Like if you're in a field and you're looking out, you see the grasses.
Oh yeah.
And then little butterflies and flowers and the sunset behind them.
That is really cool. Now Jessica lives out in an area that has, and she's taken beautiful sunset pictures. I've seen those. Now me, I look at it and I go, it's down on the beach with the sand in my toes. And these are seagrasses.
Yes, the batiks are very subjective.
Yeah. As you can tell, we make up stories for all of our quilts because it's fun.
You got to have a story as to why it goes together.
That's right. And if you don't make them up before when you're buying the fabric, you'll make it up while you're sewing. Okay, so this one is 8021680, Fuchsia Fields. Pinwheel Party is the name of the pattern, only available in the book Quick as a Wink. I'll show you that cover. And the pattern is that we suggest as an alternative is pinwheel +1. Okay, we'll put this one over, and then we have something really cool in the next one along with some pieces and parts to show you. This one, when I first brought it out, I have to tell you, every once in a while I create a pattern, and even though I really like it, there's a little bit of I'm not really sure if everybody else will like it, but I was so happy that our customers love this pattern as much as I do. A little different, it's a half rectangle to make this block, and it is called Christmas Forest for this pattern. Let's put this up here, but we are introducing a pattern, and I named this not just for Christmas anymore, because I picked out some brown batiks. I thought, okay, so you can make all of these great Christmassy quilts, but wouldn't it be fun in like just more earthy colors? So once again, I picked out the focus pattern fabric, and this has the browns in it, so I pulled in some browns. See how those browns kind of really, this especially, you get the areas where it really goes nicely with the number 3 fabric. But then we needed that high contrast again. Remember, in a 3-yard quilt, high contrast is important if you want to see the design. And in this one, you really did. So our number 1 fabric is the dark brown, and that will go in the red spot. And then you have your cream in the back spot, and then you have your 3rd color, and that's going to be in your alternate tree. Now let's look at some pieces and parts because it's fun to see that. Let's show you this first. Okay, you're going to be making half rectangles. There is a little trick to that, and we also have a video explaining how to make the half rectangle. It is different from the half square. You put your squares on top of it, or your rectangles on top of each other at an angle. So be sure to check out that video too. So for our pieces and parts, look at how gorgeous this is going to be. Oh, I need that. Okay. So here is what a half rectangle looks like. And when you make a half rectangle, you get a mirror image. So it's not whenever you make it, you're going to be making two different images that have to then be put with the opposites. So this particular one, let's put this like so. Here is our tree whenever we sew that together. And then for the sashing, we did a little bit something different. We wanted the tree trunk to be in there. So look over here at this tree, and you can see how I alternated the colors. So the blue is here and the red is here. So that is one of the sets, and here is a finished version of the opposite set, which is made with the 1 and the 2. So that is just too cool. So this particular kit, if you want to make more of an earthy tone quilt that's going to be able to be out all the time, this one is 8021582, not just for Christmas, and it is the Christmas forest pattern. And this one can stay on your sofa all the time, or to make a great wall hanging.
It really would. Gift for a man.
Absolutely. Okay, so what do you think so far?
I love batiks. I mean, they're fun to play with and put together.
Well, I feel that way now, but I promise you that 15 years ago, I did not feel that way, because I found batiks rather intimidating, and I would see gorgeous quilts, but I just didn't know how to put them together then. Okay, this one is one that we did, and it's jigsaw. Right? Okay. This is jigsaw pattern. I keep telling y'all, after you get 100 kids, it's hard to remember all their names. But jigsaw is a great one, and again, you can see that high contrast. You've got your two main colors, and then you've got that light, and it's just what makes it pop. Okay, let's put that one on the table. And this one is called Batik Beauty. And you've got your number 1 fabric, or your focus fabric, is this burgundy. And the burgundy is going to go in this particular piece. You're actually making this block and this block. They're identical blocks. You just reverse these colors. So you see how you've got a corner square here with the outside, and here you have the corner square, and then the outside is the opposite color. So this is your, and when you put those together, it just looks gorgeous. That's your number 1 fabric. High contrast number 2, so that you can really see the difference in the 2 colors. And then this is your number 3. Now this one's a little different. I was showing you how you could coordinate by picking out little colors from the different ones. And this one, I just thought it was kind of, red and blue just go together. So I thought it was pretty together. So this is Batik Beauty, 8020196. Jigsaw is your pattern. It is available as an individual. It's also available in our book, Modern Views. There are only 8 of these remaining. But you know, this particular thing about our quilts is that you can make a twin with 2 kits and a king-queen with 4 kits. Okay. Now, the next one that we're using is Golden Summer, and I'm going to let Jessica talk about this, because Jessica actually picked this one all for herself. This was one of her favorites.
Yes. Okay, one of my favorite colors is blue. It's probably my favorite color. So with this one, you would take, for the number 1 fabric here, it has these great little sunflower prints on it. It would go in your number 1, so where the red is here. The number 2, again for your high contrast with this really soft yellow, again with the same sunflower print in the background for the number 2. The number 3 is still another sunflower, but much bigger, would fall in the dark here where the blue is.
I love that.
I do too.
That's going to be gorgeous.
And I thought it just looked like a sunflower field with a bright blue summer sky behind it. Okay, the number for it is 8021681, Golden Summer. The pattern is jigsaw, again available in the Modern Views book.
Awesome. You know, I have to ask Jessica this, but do you still feel like after 6 or 8 months that it's Christmas every time another box comes in?
Depends on what's in the box. Sometimes I know what's in it and sometimes I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm the kind of person that Christmas is just opening boxes,
It is true.
even if I already know what it is.
But sometimes it's a surprise and it feels a little bit more like Christmas.
Oh, okay. That's all that stuff that I go, I think I ordered this last October. It is now like almost October again.
Yeah, we're still getting that stuff in.
Okay, this particular quilt is called Rick Rack, and it's a fun one to put together. It has such pizzazz the way that it's divided up. So let's put that one up here. And once again, rather than coordinating like Jessica was just explaining to you, where you pick out this color and that color, I like purple and blue. Sometimes you can just put them together and you can say, I like those, and I like using the same prints for certain effects, so to speak. So you can kind of think of it as just color rather than also having a pattern. I thought this was the perfect fabric for this because it was kind of geometric, and this is very geometric as well. This is your number 1 fabric. It'll go right here in this spot. And then you've got your high contrast number 2 will be your background, so it really makes your rickrack kind of show up there. And then your number 3 is just your alternating blocks. And this one is not really hard to make. It's a lot of strip piecing that's going on, but this particular piece, if John can zero in on it, this is actually 2 different pieces here that are sewn together, because here is a block. Would you hand me the cropping tool and I'll show them the block on this. So it's not real hard at all. We're going to go like this, and this will crop it out so you can see the block. So see how simple that is? This is a strip piece, this is strip piece, and this is a solid piece. And then this one is the same, just with reversed colors. So you've got your square like so. So here's your strip piece. This one is the same as this, it's just rotated. And this one is the same as this, it's just rotated. And this one is the same as this. So it's just super simple to make that particular quilt. Alrighty, this one is called Rick Rack 8020260. It is Rick Rack as a pattern only from Quick as a Wink, but our alternate suggestion is the Jigsaw, which was the last quilt that we showed you. So you could very easily use that. Just remember, any fabric will go in any position, and any 3 yards will work with every pattern that I've written. And it will include your top, your borders, and your binding. This one is Byzantine Door, and this is a gorgeous new motif fabric. Is this one in yet?
No.
Okay, this one's not in yet, but you can go to our website and get an email, click on the email to be notified when it comes in. So let's put that up there. What we said earlier about when fabric is coming in, a lot of the manufacturers are just kind of behind in getting fabrics to us. So we did get our sample fabrics so we could make the quilt for you, and we're showing you. And if you want this particular quilt, all you have to do is say email me when it arrives, and we'll send you an email, and you can decide then if you would like to order it. So we do have a different fabric that we're going to put in this. And this one is another sunflower. This one's dramatic.
I love the sunflowers.
Yours was a sun-drenched field, and this one is just a gorgeous sunflower field at dusk. How's that?
I love that green.
Oh, I do too. I'm definitely a green person. I love green. Okay, so there's your focus fabric, and that will go in your largest block. The blocks are the same size, but this particular one is going to go in that number 1 position. And then your number 2 and 3, you compare and get your lightest, and that one's going to go in this particular block. Now this quilt is great if you ever have 2 rather dominant fabrics, and you just separate them with a 3rd fabric, because they are not touching any place. They will always stand out if there's just a difference in the fabrics, like you're going to see here. So this one is your number 2 fabric going here. Your number 3 fabric goes here. So if you'll think about it, this is going to be your sashing around this, and then this will be the sashing around the number 2 as well. So it really helps to separate them to get that high contrast in between the two. Okay, this one is 8021682, Apollo's Garden. Byzantine door is the pattern, and it's available as an individual pattern. It's also available in Quick as a Wink, which is a download only book, and we send you a code so that you can download that. All right, next we have Diamond Dust. Now this is one where I don't have this fabric anymore, but this was when I was first starting to use batiks. And I mean a lot, I've used them all along, but I really started getting into batiks. And I kept feeling like I had to have high contrast, but I didn't know how to put the batiks together quite as well as I'm doing now. So what I did was I picked out a batik and I put other regular fabric. I thought this kind of looked a little bit like a modeled batik, but I went this direction using one batik and then the regular fabrics. Let's put that on the table. If you do mix your two, where you're using regular fabrics and batiks, you might want to zigzag the edges, the raw edges of your fabric, and pre-wash them. Your batiks have already had hot water applied to them, because to make batiks, they stamp it with wax, they dye it, then they wash it to get that wax out, then they stamp it again with a different stamp, and they'll do that 2 or 3 times. So batiks are well laundered, and they will shrink at a different rate than your regular cotton. So you may want to think about actually laundering your regular cotton so that when you do launder your quilt, it'll shrink at the same rate.
Yes.
Okay, here's one that I recommend with Diamond Dust that has all 3 batiks. So you're going to have your number 1, and that's going to go in this particular block, and these are using half square triangles like we showed you with the Christmas trees. Hand me the cropper and I'll show that. Okay, so here's your half square triangle, just to give, oh, I'm sorry. Yep, half rectangle. Hannah just just gave me a little prompt there. Okay, so there's your half rectangle, and again, they're made different from a half square. So we'll put that over there. So here's your number 1. It's going to go in this. Now on this one, it's a little different because you have your high contrast out here to work with these two, and then the green is going to go here and here, but look how it's always separated in this particular pattern. So it gives you your high contrast by using this on the outside. If we'd used this over here, it would have basically just made this all solid, and you would have had your secondary color here. So this is your number 3 fabric that's going to go back here. It gives you a lot of interest doing it this way in bouncing your number 2 fabric into those spots.
It's one of my favorite patterns.
I love this pattern, and it's been so much fun. Now, can I tell a funny story on this one too? Okay, John, I have to tell a funny story. So I designed this on paper, and you know, you can draw these things on paper. And then I came to the shop, and it was a Saturday afternoon, and nobody was around, and I picked out a couple of pieces of fabric, and I tried to make my half rectangles like you would a half square triangle.
It didn't work?
It didn't work. I got kites. They were not right, and I was like, oh, back to the drawing board. I had no idea. I just design with whatever excites me for the moment. So I went online and searched and searched, and I found one place that had a blog that showed you how to make a half rectangle. And so I was kind of excited. So then I made some half rectangles, and I was like, oh, okay. And so we do have a video on that if you'd like to watch. Okay, this one is called Neptune 8021683. Diamond Dust is your pattern. It is available as an individual. It's also available in the Modern Views book. And I will comment, if you don't already have the Modern Views book, it's great for batiks, because I used a lot of batiks in the designing of that particular book. Okay, this one is also Diamond Dust. This is another gorgeous bright one, and it's a Last Chance. Okay, Last Chance. You got any comments, Jessica?
No.
No, do you love this one?
I do like that one a lot.
I do
The
too.
third fabric in that one is what makes me happy.
Oh, okay. Well, what you want to tell us about what makes you happy?
No, go ahead. I'll point it
Okay.
out when you get there.
Oh, okay. So this one has the number 1 fabric is going to go in this particular position. And then see how we picked up again the golden orangey kind of a color to coordinate with that. And then I do like this. So it goes with this. And there's your pinks that are coming out there.
Do you know what it looks like?
What does that look like?
It looks like someone splattered bleach on fabric.
Oh,
It looks like someone just made a mess.
well, you
And it
know,
looks so fun.
And I've never been real happy when I get bleach on one of my favorite things, but okay.
But it looks fun.
It does
Like
look fun.
someone had a blast making that batik.
I used to have an artist friend that would paint, and then they would, while it was still wet, they would take a squirt gun and squirt it all over so that the paint would run. And it was kind of a cool technique. I could imagine it was a lot of fun too.
It's like someone did that with bleach.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this one is 8021684. Sundance is the name of the kit. It is a last chance. There's only 8 remaining. You can make it with the diamond dust pattern that's in Modern Views. But remember, you can also make any one of my patterns with the 3 batiks. Get that book free when you buy 3 kits. This one is Puzzle Me This. I tell you. Okay, Puzzle Me This was from my very first book, the first book that I wrote, and that's Quick and Easy 3-Yard Quilts. And let's put that one up there. And you can see right off the bat that that needs that high contrast to really cause your design to pop. So we've got one of those. This one is called River Run. And we've got this great leaf that's on blue. I love that. It's great contrast.
Blue.
What did I say?
No, blue. That's my favorite color
blue.
again.
That's why you like it.
I do.
I thought maybe I called it something else.
No, it's just fine.
Okay. Then you've got your high contrast color that's going to go in this background here. And you've got this one that is picking up a lot of this lights, but it has the dark, dark blue in it as well. So you'll get really good contrast with that one so that you can see your 2 blocks. And look how easy these blocks are. This one is like a rail fence, but they have different sizes. And then this one is the square in a square. So it's really cool. Okay, this one is 8021583 River Run. Puzzle Me This is the pattern. It's available as an individual. It's also available in the book Quick and Easy 3-Yard Quilts.
This would be another one that's great for a guy quilt.
Oh, that would be a great guy quilt.
It would, because this one actually looks like little boat oars in a way.
Oh,
You got to look at batik subjectively, remember?
that's right.
And this one looks like sunlight on water.
Oh, then Bob would like that because he's dreaming of fishing.
Fishing?
Yeah, he's dreaming of fishing. Well, the really fun thing about batiks is they're just a little dreamy.
They are.
And
you can see in them what you want to see.
That's right, a little illusory.
Yeah.
Hey, we can make a lot out of this, can't we? We have a lot of fun here, and I'm really happy and excited about having Jessica as part of our team. She's just making all kinds of good things happen for our company. And if you'd like to see more of Jessica, please say hello to her and say, bring back Jessica.
And also, if you like the backing idea, please let us know, because we will be doing more of it in the future.
We just have a few right now, right?
Just a few, but if you really, really like it, it's something we will definitely continue to do.
Good idea. Okay. Well, it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe.
And Jessica Thillman.
And be sure to subscribe and click the bell so that you can get notification whenever we put a new video up. And let us know if there's a particular subject you'd like us to cover. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.